Hi, you're with India Post Live, India's first online news conversation web TV. I'm Ishan Russell, and India Post Live is all about your participation. Yes, you can come in and be a part of the show, tweet out your response, come in on Skype or Google Hangout if you want to make a point, or just post a comment on Facebook. All those tools are there for you to get in touch with us on. Just remember on Twitter, hashtag India Post Live, or use our Twitter handle at India Post Live. While on Facebook, of course, there's our page, or you can just go to indiapostlive.com and log in and post a comment over there, or let us know if you want to come in via Skype or Google Hangout. All right, what we're talking about today, well, it's about Mr. Kejriwal and his latest antic of being lodged in Tihar jail, and that over this thing, the point being about Mr. Kejriwal that there was an entire problem about his bail. There was a defamation suit that had been filed, and in that the bail bond that was supposed to be there was supposed to be paid of 10,000 rupees. Well, that did not happen. So let's take you through that story. All right, so we seem to have been having difficulty with that story. We'll try to get that out for you later. But in the meanwhile, we'll talk about various aspects of this. We have voices coming in from all across the world, from India, from Canada, from the United States, from Europe. And while in our studio, we have with us Venkatesh Ramakrishnan. He is the associate editor of the Frontline magazine. We're also supposed to have been joined by Somnath Bharti of the Aam Aadmi Party. He'd committed, but 10 minutes ago, right before we were supposed to start the show, he just said that he can't come in. He's stuck in a traffic jam and won't be able to come in. We said we would delay this show till whenever he could, but then he refused to respond. And this has been happening quite often, and I understand that quite a few of my panelists or on Google Hangout are members of the Aam Aadmi Party, and we'd request of all of you to write to the party to tell them to send a representative so they can talk to you all. Ultimately, we're only here to trying to facilitate a conversation. We're not putting anybody on the dock. But Venkatesh, as far as Kejriwal's latest antic or tactic, what would you call it?
No, I would not call it either antic or tactic. If you look at the political trajectory of the Aam Aadmi Party and the personal positions that Kejriwal has taken, right from the electricity bill struggle that he launched before he had this brief stint in power, there's been an element of questioning the law of the land. I would have expected Kejriwal to do something like this, in any context. The only thing is that, given the fact that, the Kejriwal has been doing so many things like this, there is this perception that this is an antique or a tactic or, something that he does to create an impression and drama. I, as a political observer, I feel that Kejriwal's political trajectory summarizes these kind of actions, which goes against the kind of subjugation to existing rules and laws.
The system, as he calls it.
The system, as he calls. I think his understanding of Swaraj is also, broadly connected to these kind of activities. Unfortunately, the context in which he has decided to do this is the context where, Narendra Modi is the be-all and end-all of the media and the social and political space of this country. And his image and the way he has gone about, moving towards the Prime Minister's position even after the stupendous victory. So in this context, Kejriwal's action has not generated the kind of traction it has created, because it's now a context of hope, a context of people looking up to their aspirations and thinking that Modi will be fulfilling it. So in this broad context, Kejriwal's position, for whatever it is worth, I think it is commensurate with the positions you have taken. It has got a rationale of its own, but unfortunately, that is not what is being, coming out of it, what is being portrayed out of this whole situation.
All right, let's go across to somebody. Bhan Garg is not there, so let's go across to somebody else. Suneet is also not there. Well, let's go across to Bappa. Bappa is joining us from the United States. Thanks very much for coming in, Bappa. You've been sympathizing with the Aam Aadmi Party for some time now. How do you read this?
Yeah, I have been sympathetic to the Aam Aadmi. I mean, actually, I started following Kejriwal like everybody else with the India Against Corruption movement. And when the split happened, I agreed with Kejriwal and disagreed with Anna Hazare that you needed to participate in electoral politics to effect change. So I'm on board with this project, and it seems to me, like just observing from outside, I'm not a member of the party or I don't know anybody in the decision making structure. My observation is that it seems like the top leadership as well as the cadre in India, the volunteers who took part in the elections, they are unnecessarily rattled by the election results. It seems like as if they were in power for 10 years and they lost power. They are more despondent than the congressmen, it seems like. And so it seems that, there is nothing to feel so despondent about. And I think that despondency sometimes is leading to a little bit of confusion. I think the whole flip flop over sending the letter to the LG could have been avoided. That sent an unnecessarily muddled message. And this latest episode is fine. I mean, it will be a blip in the overall trajectory of the party and as well as the career of Arvind Kejriwal. And I don't agree with the thesis that Modi or the incumbent government has anything to do with this. With the
No,
judge actually
I think Venkatesh was just pointing to the media's attention, that the media, in terms of just media coverage, so often media coverage is also opinion.
Yeah, I mean, you see, I mean, there again, I think the leadership as well as the cadre of the party has to understand that the media will not be sympathetic to the party, and there are specific reasons for that, because I think the media owners totally personify what I call the Neera Radia school of management. I'm saying this derisively, that what we heard on the Neera Radia tapes is actually embodied in the kind of media ownership that presently exists in India today. So the media ownership and the structure of the media, they will definitely oppose the Aam Aadmi Party's project tooth and nail. So we should absolutely expect either blackouts or negative campaigns.
All right, but in terms of the activity itself, Bappa, but you do have a question mark over how things are happening right now.
No, of course, as I said, I mean, like it seems like both the cadre as well as the party leadership seems to be unnecessarily despondent. I mean, as I said, compared to the Congress, the congressmen seem to be just going along merrily as if nothing has happened except Milind Deora, like raising some voices. But it seems like as if we were in power for 10 years and we lost power and something terrible has happened.
All right, somebody who I think would disagree with you is Bhan Garg, and he also joins us. Bhan, thank you very much for coming in. But I think you're a member of the Aam Aadmi Party, so I would request you to request your party to send a representative in on our shows when we're trying to talk to as many people and as many voices from across the world as possible. But Bhan, as far as you're concerned, and you're coming in from Canada, the kind of noise, also the opinion that we heard from Bappa right now certainly points to a fact that there could be a certain disconnect between how the party is functioning right now and the kind of activities it's indulging in from what its supporters want.
There is no doubt that there is some kind of resentment among some people within the party. Not necessarily 100% would have to agree to what Arvind Kejriwal does. And that's the beauty of intra-party democracy, I would say. So everybody got a right to say.
But then it's almost becoming a free-for-all, Bhan. I mean, look at the kind of pictures that are coming out in the media. It's almost become a free-for-all, hasn't it? I mean, anybody is saying anything, anybody is doing anything. Ultimately, there has to be structure as well.
Somebody says something, and in about 8 hours, Kejriwal or Yogendra Yadav is compelled to retract it. This kind of thing cannot happen in a party, right?
I mean, there has to be structure somewhere.
I would also say that it is very early to say it a completely organized party. It is still kind of in transition from a movement and trying to establish itself as a completely political party, and this evolution is not going to be very, very fast and very, very successful and to be at par with other political parties. I would like to say that Arvind Kejriwal, to me, I don't know, I may be wrong, to me, Arvind Kejriwal is trying to do some damage control, and damage is done by media. Bhagya, ran away, all that.
I'm sorry, but I would beg to disagree with you, Bhan, on that, because media would probably be only reflecting public opinion, and that I think was also determined by the number of and the kind of votes that the Aam Aadmi Party got. So, I mean, to blame the messenger or shoot the messenger would be a little wrong, don't you think?
Not necessarily. Look at the Punjab and look at don't look at the seats in Delhi. Look at number of votes.
So was it positive media coverage in Punjab? Was it positive media coverage in Punjab that got you the seats rather than the efforts of the candidates or what they put in?
Negative double anti-incumbency, and the leaders were more aggressive. Two things. And number three, I would not hesitate to say that Punjabi voters are more revolutionary and more upfront and more stubborn and ready to accept any new idea or new change.
Bhanza, we are not discussing the Punjab elections at this point of time. We are actually discussing the rationale of Kejriwal's, action, where he said, I have not done anything wrong, and I would like to not approach for bail. How long do you think that your party leadership can go do things like this, where you completely go at variance with the existing systems of law and governance?
Actually, Aam Aadmi Party's movement started against the system, not only against the politics of the country, because politics is the mother of the system, and only the system can be changed by changing the politics. So let's put this way: who would be behaving as a main opposition party now, or who has been behaving as main opposition party for last 5 years? Nobody. BJP didn't behave as opposition party. So who is going to raise?
Bhan, I completely understand the problems, and that was what I think the message of the Aam Aadmi Party got convoluted in this general election, that the alternate system. See, the point is, if you're saying there's a problem with the system and the system should be changed, then the alternate for that system is not.
Also, how long do you think that that you can sustain something like this? See, tomorrow you will be making allegations against so many leaders. The court will come and pull you up for so many things. And if all of you decide to go to jail like this, what is the kind of message that you are going to give to the people, and what is the kind of...
Unfortunately, somebody has to stand up against 30% criminals elected in this current parliament too, and BJP being the main party, they got 98 criminal MPs elected in parliament. And sorry, Arvind Kejriwal and all Aam Aadmi Party members, we would have to speak against them. They may sue us too, they may send us to jail too, but that doesn't mean that they can silence our voice.
All right, fair enough. I want to get in another voice as well. Amrinder is joining us, and Bappa, I know you want to make a point. I'll let you make that. Amrinder, go ahead. What would you have to say? I mean, is this the way Delhi's roads blocked on the tip of a hat?
Mr. Bhan is my senior, and he's, as you are also saying, that just concentrate on Arvind Kejriwal's flip-flops and his going to jail things, but he is changing the topic again and again to the elections. We are not discussing the elections here. So I think Mr. Kejriwal is just doing these things because he wants media attention. He wants the attention of people. That's why he is going to jail, or otherwise 2 nights in a jail or 10,000 rupees is not a big thing for him. But just he wants publicity. That's the only reason for him doing these sort of things.
All right, fair enough. Amandeep also joins in. Amandeep, thanks very much for coming in. Let's see if we can get the Amandeep, can you hear me? All right. Amandeep, can you hear me? All right, we seem to have lost that link with Amandeep. But Bhan, I'll let you respond to that. The fact that it's being called flip-flops, it's being said that don't blame the media, introspect a little, I think.
In fact, Kejriwal did not put in judge's mind to send him to jail. Kejriwal declined to sign a $10,000 bond, And if we remember history a little bit, in 1917, I think, Mahatma Gandhi declined to pay 100 rupees at that time. That doesn't mean Mahatma Gandhi was looking for media attention. And if it was today's media at that time, Mahatma Gandhi would have been labeled by this media as Nutanki watch, drama watch, putting little clothes and all that. But somebody has to fight against the system. And who is
I'm
going
not saying
to
that
raise
he
these
is
issues?
not fighting against the system.
Pardon?
He is fighting against the system. He is doing it for good. But we are intellectuals. We are not just normal people. We know that he is doing it intentionally.
What, did he force the judge to send to jail? Because he declined to sign the bond 3 times before too, and the judge said, all
Alright, Bappa, go ahead.
you can go. Had judge not sent him to jail, how would he have gotten media attention? Maybe in hand and glove with Arvind Kejriwal, then might be blaming the judge for that.
Alright, Bappa, you've been raising your hand for some time now, go
We
ahead.
cannot get inside the head of Arvind Kejriwal and presume why he is doing what he's doing. But I would like to take on the point which both of you, in the studio are making, that about due process, about courts being deciding cases and things like that. We all know one of your panelists, I've been watching your shows, has covered UP all his life, and he knows how India's legal system works. At the local level. I come from UP, and I know for a fact that there are thousands of criminals who are in active politics who will never be prosecuted or jailed, not because they have not committed those crimes, but because the investigative machinery to prosecute and bring the evidence before court simply does not exist or will not function against those individuals. I'm not trying to be cynical, but this is a fact of Indian life today. Look at the conviction rate in Indian courts.
No, Bappa, I know that this question.
Let me finish my point. So the point which Kejriwal is making and which the Aam Aadmi Party is making and supporters like me are trying to make is that by forcing the system to take a look at people like Gadkari, people like Vadra, who are above the law, is that there is no income tax official in India today who can bring evidence against Gadkari before any court in India. He simply cannot do it because the moment he touches any evidence that goes against Gadkari, he will be transferred the next day or be suspended. So that is how the Indian system works, and both of you know that. So let's not presume.
You want to respond to that, Venkatesh?
Well, I think that he referred to me. He said, somebody who has been in the studio, who has been covering UP all his life. Of course, I would not be able to, counter even one aspect of your argument. But I am looking at it from a totally different perspective. See, if you want to say that the entire system, of course our legal system has got its limitations, our political system has got its limitations, our administrative system has got its limitations, and that is why when the Anna Hazare movement took place, somebody like Digvijay Singh said that why don't you contest elections and win a panchayat scene that shows how difficult it is to be in politics, and Kejriwal and Aam Aadmi Party took up the challenge. Similarly, when you are addressing the judiciary, when you are interacting with the judiciary, you should also understand how to work within that system also. So without understanding how to work within that system, you cannot how is it possible for you to go forward as a political organization, responsible political organization? That is my point.
Yeah, but confrontation to this extent is, I think, permissible in democratic polity, where you spend a few nights in jail if you're willing to make that sacrifice. And whether he gets media attention, what kind of media attention he gets or not, that's that's up to the news channels to decide.
No, I'm sorry. I
But,
also would add in over there that it is often up to the people of this country to decide, and those public perceptions are often carried by media. It's very
Right.
easy to dismiss everybody as being part of a same system. And as a media person, I would not be appreciative of that. But anyway, let's make this a more democratic process, and let's get in a voice from the BJP. Amandeep also joins us. Amandeep, we've been talking about Kejriwal, and you've been listening very patiently to our entire conversation. So go ahead, make your point.
Well, I was the one who was supporting AP during the Delhi time, and I was seriously put down by the whole series of events what happened thereafter. But with the kind of one-sided mandate BJP has got, and I still have hope with some of the people in Aam Aadmi Party, to be very frank. For it to be a responsible opposition, or responsible deterrent, I should say, is Aam Aadmi Party going to think about some kind of a leadership change or leadership overhauling? Because, frankly, it's becoming more of a stunt now, I should say. It is kind of becoming unbearable on TV at times, especially yesterday. Something constructive which should come out. It's a positive message. It's like a message is floating that yes, Aam Aadmi Party is trying to do what happened to Morsi's government after democracy was elected. I'm sure the people, the educated people who were sitting around Tihar yesterday are not up to that, but that is a message which is going out.
Fair enough. A constructive.
No, but then you say that leadership overhaul. Who do you want to see as leadership, new leader of Aam Aadmi Party?
Actually, I don't want to point a single person, but I know many good people who are watching.
No, Amandeep, I think you are being very diplomatic, though you said that that you have been supporting the party and now you seem to be a little disappointed. But then you don't have to be diplomatic. Who do you want to see as the leader in place of Kejriwal?
I think for sure Kejriwal has to step down, and that second line at least Yogendra Yadav.
You want to see Yogendra Yadav as the leader of the Aam Aadmi Party?
I just want a change. I just want a change in overhauling over here.
All right, a different perspective.
But does he think that there is a power struggle between?
Is there a power struggle? Do you see a power struggle between Kejriwal and Yogendra Yadav, any other of the political affairs committee members?
At least Mr. Yogendra Yadav is decent enough to pay 5,000 bail and come out. Don't create any extra sort of drama around it. Stick to the issue. What is the issue that you are going to fulfill out of that? This defamation suits are part and parcel of political debate. Yes, argued the way we argued with judge. Legal system is another mess in our country where judges think they are above everything. That's a different thing altogether. But something which is constructive.
Fair enough. Ramdar, I believe you want to come in, so go ahead, make your points. I think he's echoing a similar sentiment to you. Despite being wishing well to the Aam Aadmi Party, a little bit of constructive sort of solutions.
Thank you. I want to raise another point here that Mr. Kejriwal is not the first Indian politician to go to jail for public cause. Before him, large number of politicians, they went to jail fighting for the rights of their states, or sometimes we can say the caste or the religion. That's their issues. I'm not commenting on that. But he is not the first person to go to jail. And above all, even the criminal MPs who have criminal cases against them, at one or another point of time, they also go to jail. So this thing doesn't matter much if he goes to jail or not. We just have to concentrate on the development of the democratic system. Thank you.
All right.
I would like to respond to Amarinder. Amarinder, there are a lot of politicians who have gone to jail, say from Lalu Prasad Yadav to Yediyurappa, but they have gone for corruption. They have not gone for a public cause. So you cannot equate the incarceration of Kejriwal yesterday to the kind of jail sentences that these people have.
I'm not comparing with Yediyurappa. In Punjab, I know even our CM, Honorable CM, Mr. Prakash Singh Badal, he went to jail many times fighting for the rights of Punjab. Other politicians from Punjab, they also went to jail for fighting the river waters issue or the Punjabi speaking areas issue.
All right, go ahead, Bappa.
Yeah, I mean, that is a given. I mean, like, I just wanted to respond to the earlier points made about Digvijay Singh and all that. I mean, that issue has been settled that, the decision of the Aam Aadmi Party to take part in electoral politics was something which has been a net positive for for the development of Indian democracy. I don't really agree with this constant harping of Tahrir Square and Morsi and all these dangers of fascism coming to India through these anarchist politics being practiced by Aam Aadmi Party. That's not what is happening. I mean, and in India, it's absolutely not possible to have that kind of a Tahrir Square kind of a revolution all over India. India is too big, too ethnically divided. I mean, it's a totally so complex country. You can't have that kind of nationwide revolution. So, so let us, I think, set aside that argument and discuss what is before us. What is before us is a system where it's absolute is well. I'm using this word deliberately that it's absolutely impossible for some people to be punished for their offences.
I agree, Bappa, but at the point, what we're trying to talk about is the system that the Aam Aadmi Party itself is trying to propagate, or the system that it itself follows. So while I'm not talking about the external system and its belief in that, but as far as the party itself is concerned and its antics or theatrics, as like Amandeep pointed out, I mean, this has, I mean, and it's across the board. Amandeep was voting for the Aam Aadmi Party in Delhi, was a major supporter for it, and now is raising question marks about Kejriwal. So as far as Mr. Kejriwal is concerned and his tactics, they might be raising question marks, and therefore a joint leadership or just Mr. Kejriwal as the sole hero in this entire movie is not perhaps working out for the Aam Aadmi Party.
No, I don't think he can be. I mean, it's, again, like, given the size of the country, it's absolutely not possible for Kejriwal to be a sole hero who can lead the party all over India. There will be state leaders coming up all over the country. But as I said in the last, it's going to. I mean, like as I said, this is a Neera Bhatia government, and you will find multiple scams. I can predict with certainty that there will be multiple scams emerging in the next 2 to 3 years, and AAP will be there to take advantage of that, because Congress is pretty much decimated. So who is left to take up these issues? And these issues will recur, because the structural causes that caused the 2G scam and all the other corporate scams in India over the past 10 years have not gone away just because somebody has been elected with the majority. In fact,
Right.
more likely that those scams will occur now, because there is less.
All right, so you're pretty cynical about the state of politics in India, and therefore change the system as the Aam Aadmi Party leader Arvind Kejriwal has been trying to do it. Bhan, I'll put the same question to you, because just take the example of Amandeep. He voted for you in Delhi. Now he's saying that as far as Mr. Kejriwal's leadership is concerned, there are question marks over his tactics, about what he really thinks should be done. So isn't it time perhaps that somebody else could also help out Mr. Kejriwal in a larger sense, rather than everybody being under Mr. Kejriwal?
If I may add, Ishan,
Just-
Mr. Ban,
yeah,
I
go
just
ahead.
want to supplement what Ishan has been saying. Amandeep's point is not just about helping Kejriwal. He says, that there should be an overhauling of leadership. Kejriwal should step down and Yogendra Yadav should take over the leadership. Is there some kind of churning like that in the Aam Aadmi Party? Or do you think it's a positive thing?
Well, I consider, and I would love democracy within the party. I don't like ten Janpath or Modi kind of dictatorship is going on within BJP and Congress. I would love democracy within party, number one. Irrespective of whether it's Dr. Yadav, I respect him, and I respect Kejriwal. About the other point, that like Amandeep, some Aam Aadmi supporters are of two kinds. Some are supporting as a political party. They joined when the political party was formed, and they want Aam Aadmi Party to behave like a political party, not like a movement. And some people are more, they are founders of a movement. So we have to lose some supporters, those who want to play within the system. As there was point raised that Aam Aadmi Party has to learn to work within the system. So for me, what is working within the system? Distribute liquor to buy votes, distribute money to buy votes.
No, just believe, I think the system,
who
the
can
Indian
bring
Penal Code and the
representation.
Indian Constitution, I think would suffice.
No, yes, but I'm coming to that too. So working within system and Indian system is bribing the officials. Now let us think for a second that Kejriwal, instead of Kejriwal, it was a person ABC who does not have 10,000 rupees. If somebody really doesn't have that 10,000 rupees, and that person would be hounded by these corrupt politicians and would be put in jail. That's the point that Kejriwal is trying to prove.
All right, fair enough.
Why
That
do
is
we need 10,000 rupees?
against the system. Why targeting of BJP? You're not defending BJP, but it's unnecessary political scoring.
I didn't understand.
It is unnecessary political scoring here. That is the way the research system ultimately works.
Who let the unnecessary score happen? Judge, judiciary. I don't know. What should I say about it? Number two, this is his prerogative. Arvind Kejriwal has all the right to decline to pay 10,000 rupees. Let us say it's not Kejriwal. Let's say I am in India and I don't have 10,000 rupees. Why should I pay? Now, number two, let me say something else. Shouldn't our system, our judicial system, only allow any person to be prosecuted under defamation case after the person who is defamed is proven innocent? Shouldn't Gadkari be thoroughly investigated by judiciary, maybe by Supreme Court, and once Gadkari is given clean chit, I would say under any fair system on this earth, only then Gadkari should be allowed to prosecute, to go against Arvind Kejriwal,
Right.
and only then Arvind Kejriwal should have gone to jail, not before Gadkari is loose. Who investigated Gadkari?
All right,
Is he
fair.
given-
Point taken. So I think we have arrived at a consensus that some do not believe in the system. Bappa, we've absolutely run out of time. I'd request you to join the next one for sure. Some are cynical like you, some are a little despondent like Amrinder, and Amandeep has not voted for you this time around. So let's see if you can win his vote back with the Aam Aadmi Party. Thanks very much, all of you, for joining in this discussion. Venkatesh, final question to you. The Nitin Gadkari aspect, Kejriwal going to jail, does that mean that Nitin Gadkari and the allegations that he made against him, those become news points once again, and was that also part of the strategy?
No. See, beyond political strategy, I think Bhan has made a very important point, which will have a lot of resonance among the poor classes of India. Because, in so many cases where the police foist an FIR, rightly or wrongly, against poor people, they are not able to, find money to take bail. And, I have seen, from my personal experience, I have seen scores and scores of people who have been under trials just because they don't have money to, pay for bail or something like that. They have been in, under trials for very
Longer than their sentences would have been under that.
So I have seen the situation. So perhaps he's trying to create resonance among those people. He's trying to create a situation where I am one like you. And also, as you said, perhaps by taking a position on a case which involves Gadkari and the allegations against him, and especially in a context where the investigating agencies have given a clean sheet to Gadkari, I think it could also be part of the strategy to revive that thing. But as I told in the beginning, the context where he has tried to do all these things is not very conducive for what he's trying to do.
All right, so you might have to wait for a better conducive environment to continue with this theatrics. Thanks very much, all of you, for joining us on Skype and Google Hangout. Thanks very much, Venkatesh, for coming in. Well, that's it on this show. What do you think about Kejriwal? Do you think it was a genuine protest? He should have done it, or do you dismiss it as an antic or a theatric? Let us know. There's Twitter, there's Facebook, there's a whole host of social media, and IndiaPostLive.com, of course, for you to comment upon. So look forward to seeing those responses. Thanks so much for watching.